Well, it's been a frustrating spring, not only for the majority of the Midwest, but especially here in Pontiac. This was a really, seemed to be a main target of a lot of the storms and the rain that we had this year. One of the things Jason mentioned this morning was that we had 15 inches of rain through April and May, which it's some years almost as much as we get in a whole year. So it was really hard to get the crops in to begin with. But in some ways that can be a blessing as well, because ultimately what we're trying to do out here at the PTI farm is show some of the different management practices that farmers are using, some of the new options that are out there, new technologies that are out there, but also seeing some of the problems that are created when we make poor choices. So in a year like this year, when we make poor choices, they can be exacerbated quite a bit. So a year like this is good for research in that we are able to see how the weather can affect some of the choices we make. Some years like last year, for example, mistakes we make or choices we make can be forgiven by the good weather, either a good planting season or a good summer. When you have a poor year like this year, it can tend to make our mistakes worse. So we're able to see some of the differences, and it allows us to understand that when we make decisions, a lot of times it's about managing risk. So every year before we start, we don't know how the weather's going to be, so we want to try to make the best decisions possible. And so a farm like this, where we have enough area to plant at different times, we can see how different planting dates, different management practices are affected by weather patterns and things